Have you ever noticed how your body seems to hold on to things you can't quite put into words? That heaviness in your hips, the tension in your jaw. What if these are not just physical discomforts, but silent stories your body is desperately trying to tell you? Imagine for a moment that your body is a map of your inner world, a sacred vessel carrying your unspoken truths, your repressed desires, and the decisions you've swallowed to keep the peace. What if beneath that stiffness lies a story waiting to be heard, a story that could set you free? The truth is, the body doesn't lie. When we silence our voice, suppress our feelings, or deny our instincts, something else takes over. Tension, stiffness, fatigue. These are not mere symptoms, they are messages. They whisper that somewhere deep inside, there's a story you've refused to tell, an emotion you've buried, a boundary you've crossed or neglected. And every time you hold back, every time you choose silence over expression, your body responds with locks, tight hips, clenched jaws, frozen movement, like a fortress built from years of unspoken words. Think about the connection between your mouth and your hips. It's more than just anatomy. It's a profound, almost mystical link that echoes through your entire being. The jaw is the gatekeeper of truth. It's where we swallow our screams, our truths, our impulses. The hips are the throne of life, the seat of your willpower, your creativity, your ability to move forward. When these two regions are silent, when they are locked tight, it's as if the entire flow of your life is interrupted. The rhythm between the base of your skull and your sacrum, a subtle, ancient dance, is disrupted. This silent rhythm, the core of your physical and energetic structure, is a pulse that keeps you alive, connected, whole. When you suppress your feelings, when you refuse to express what needs to be said or felt, this rhythm falters. It's no coincidence that many people wake up with a clenched jaw or stiff hips. They are the body's way of saying, something inside me is not aligned, something I've been carrying for too long. But what if you could listen? What if you could decode these signs and reconnect with that rhythm? Ancient wisdom from the mystical traditions and modern science agree. Your body is a sacred text. Every muscle, every bone, every joint is a hieroglyph of your inner landscape. The sphenoid bone at the base of your skull and the sacrum at the end of your spine are not just bones. They are the bridge of embodied word, the sacred portal through which your truth flows or gets blocked. When this connection is broken, when your voice is silenced, your soul begins to suffer. The ancients called the hips the throne of life because movement begins there. From the movement of your hips springs your life force, your willpower, your ability to act. But without expression, without voice, movement becomes a prison. The cycle of repression, holding in anger, hiding pain, suppressing desires, creates a cycle of stagnation. Science now confirms what the sages knew. The vagus nerve threads through these regions, linking your emotional states to your physical health. Trauma, unspoken pain, emotional repression, they all manifest in your body as stiffness, fatigue, and disconnection. What if the key isn't found in medication or isolated therapy, but in a simple act of listening? Listening to your body's whispers, to the silent language of your tissues. When you begin to tune into this quiet voice, you open a portal to your own healing. It's not about forcing change, but about gentle awareness, acknowledging what has been silenced and giving it space to be heard. Imagine a journey where your body becomes a sacred temple of expression. It begins with the simple act of slowing down, of surrendering to silence. Place a hand over your chest and another over your belly. Breathe gently, as if passing through a sacred portal. With each exhale, imagine releasing the tension, the stories you've held on to. Feel your jaw soften, your shoulders relax, an ancient part of you giving up its fight to stay silent. This is the first step toward liberation. Next, bring to mind a moment when you chose silence over speaking, a boundary you never set, a truth you never voiced. Notice how your body reacts. Does your jaw tighten? Do your hips close off? This recognition is the gateway. It reveals the invisible link between unspoken words and the frozen parts of your body. It's in these small moments, these quiet reflections, that the code of your repression begins to unravel. Now imagine speaking that long-held word or phrase, saying it softly, then louder, then with all your presence. Feel the vibration ripple through your body, traveling from your mouth to your skull, down your spine, into your sacrum. This is the vibrational geometry of truth reconnecting. It's not just about the words, it's about the energy, the life force that's been trapped. By vocalizing what was once silenced, you're rewriting the neural pathways that kept you locked in silence. From here, gently mobilize your pelvic center. Lie down, knees bent, feet on the floor. With mindfulness, tilt your pelvis forward and back, millimeter by millimeter. This micro movement is more than physical. It's an energetic ritual. It activates the craniosacral rhythm, the subtle pulse that flows through your entire being. As you do, repeat silently. I release what I couldn't live. I return to my center. Allow this movement to awaken your inner intelligence, your innate ability to heal. As you reconnect with your body's natural rhythm, sit upright once more. Place a hand over your hips and another over your jaw. Take deep, conscious breaths. Reflect on the choices you've made, silent compromises, hidden pains, repressed desires. Every time you silenced yourself, you created a neural circuit of freeze and stiffness. But now, you're teaching your body a new path, one of expression, of authenticity. Repeat silently. I allow my expression to support my movement. Feel the shift. It's subtle, but profound. With consistent practice, these small gestures, these portals of awareness, begin to transform your vibrational field. Your energy becomes more vibrant, your voice more authentic, your movement more free. The body begins to remember its original language, the language of creation, of impulse, of truth. Consider the story of Saurin, a man whose hips were locked tight, his body stiff as iron. He had learned early to stay silent, to avoid conflict, to suppress his feelings. For years he tried stretches, massages, everything external, yet nothing truly released his tension. But one day, he met a gentle healer who didn't ask for tests or analysis. She simply encouraged him to breathe openly, to speak his truth, to let the sound of his voice ripple through his body. The moment he allowed himself to breathe with honesty, everything shifted. His body relaxed, his sleep deepened, and the long-held stiffness dissolved. This isn't magic. It's the power of acknowledgement, the recognition that your body is your most sacred storyteller. Every muscle, every joint, every breath carries the echoes of your unvoiced stories. When you listen, when you speak, when you move with awareness, you reclaim your vitality, you reclaim your truth. The greatest obstacle isn't the stiffness or the silence, it's the belief that you're too broken, too stuck, too lost to change. But that's an illusion. The truth is, your body is always ready to heal, to liberate itself, if you just give it permission. Permission to express, to feel, to move. Permission to be seen and heard. So start small. Slow down your inner noise. Recognize the moments you've hidden your truth. Speak that long-awaited word. Mobilize your pelvis gently. Reconfigure the neural pathways with conscious intention. Over time, you'll notice the subtle but powerful shift. Your energy flows, your voice returns, your hips move freely once more. And in that movement, you'll discover the essence of your life force, the creative impulse that's been waiting patiently for your acknowledgement. Remember, your body is your sacred text. It holds the stories of your soul, waiting to be read. Every locked joint, every silent space is an invitation, a call to listen, to feel, to release. When you do, you're not just healing your body, you're awakening your spirit. You're reclaiming your power. Because true freedom begins when your voice aligns with your deepest truth, and your body moves in harmony with your soul's song.